Why not take a random novel and find some prompts for our junk journals? Hi, it's Barbara from Vienna, Austria. Prompts as inspiration for playing in our junk journals are great. Since I've been reading a lot of novels lately, I thought why not use a novel to find some prompts? Let's try this out together and just have some fun and play. I grabbed this one, the book Thief by Markus Zusak, which was the last book I have completed. And it is pure coincidence that there are some golden splatters here. I love this cover, actually. I'm sure many of you are familiar with the story. I gave this book 4 stars, just in case you're interested, but the story is completely not relevant for our experiment. I suggest take any book, a language you're comfortable with, and the rules that I decided for myself are just 2 rules. 1, choose a random page and start looking for words that could be a prompt. And number 2, do this at least 5 times to get 5 prompts or more to work with. This is so exciting. So I'm going to choose a random page. Okay, let's take this one because there's not a lot here. So the first word that jumps at me that seems like a good word that I can work with is the first word I will take. It says here Russia. I don't have Russia per se, but I believe I have some Russian book pages, so that would be interesting. Russia. Let's pick another random page. Pick a right one this time. He was reaching for a paintbrush, so we'll do paintbrush. Since these are my own rules, for me this prompt means not that I have to include a picture or something of a paintbrush, but I can also use a paintbrush on my page. Okay, let's do this again. Random page. Houses of cards. So let's add the card here. Let's put the S in parentheses. 1 or multiple cards. I was just gonna say I can't find anything here, but look, actually, the first word, it's a girl. We can add a girl. Whoops. Okay, let's try another one. There's a nest. That one will be a bit more challenging. And then another rule I'm going to make up on the spot right now is we're going to do a 6th one, and that one can be like a bonus so that if you can't fulfill one of these 5, you can exchange it with the bonus. How about that? But you make your own rules. Ooh, pocket. Sticking out of your pocket. Yes, I like that. Maybe I'll do all 6. That's fine too. I think that's good enough. I think those are great prompts to make a journaling page. That sounds like a lot of fun. So let's start gathering our supplies. So this is the Russian book that I have. I have no idea what it says. This was one of the books in the Lost and Found at my school. And it was never picked up a whole year, so I decided to take it. So I'm just going to take a random page from here. This can be our background. Maybe I only need more than one. We'll see. Paintbrush, that will be a technique card. We'll see about that. We need a girl and we need a nest. For a girl, I thought maybe I can find one in here. This is my ephemera book, which I don't use a lot. It seemed like such a good idea, but somehow I don't use it a lot. I do have a video of how I made this, which I will link for you below. I believe I have some girls in here, and I'm specifically thinking of some that I have from, these from Louise Heinzel. And I will link this download in the description as well, because I remembered I had quite a few girls here. These are super cute, but I mean, it says girl, but I think we could also do girls. These are so fun. Or what else? She's obviously super cute. I think I would choose one of these for the prompt. Then we need a nest. So maybe we could put a nest on top of her head. We could also put it just on her head. I think she would lend herself more to having a nest on her head. I have these little twigs here. Maybe we could make a nest out of it to fit on her head. I don't know, I've never done that. But that would be a fun challenge. And we still need card. Or she could be like a journaling card or something that we stick into the pocket. So next I need to choose a journal to work in. So I decided I'm going to work in Honey's beautiful journal. I will link her Instagram below. She unfortunately does not have a YouTube channel. Let's choose a page. Should I just do this one? I don't have anything here anyway. Let's just see, how does the size look? I think I want her. She's so adorable. Maybe I'll take this one so that I just have a little bit more space. Instead of just gluing this page down, I'm actually going to make a book page collage on here. So I'm going to tear the page and then use some more book page and just kind of collage with these papers in all kinds of directions. So let's tear out a couple more pages. If you can read Russian, maybe you can tell us the name of this book. Maybe you know it, I don't know. I'm using my transparent gesso to glue the pieces down. I know that's a weird choice. I usually don't use gesso to glue things down, but I've tried this before and it works really well. And I love that it has a real matte finish. Obviously, you could also just use glue stick, but I think this is so much quicker. I am not going to overthink this. Just gonna put the things down. I also bought the matte medium from this brand, Amsterdam. These are not very cheap. They are very good quality, but unfortunately I bought the glossy one, which then obviously is not matte medium. It's heavy gel medium actually, and it's glossy. I was so sad that I didn't see that. And then I opened it and used it before I could bring it back. So totally my fault. Even though I thought I had checked. I'm happy to share these prompts from my book with you. If you want to just go ahead and use those, please do. Sharing is caring. If you don't want to go through the process of choosing the words in your book, but I'm telling you, that's such a fun part of it. You shouldn't skip that part. Actually, I'm already using a paintbrush, so in theory that prompt is also already taken care of. 2 in 1. Once this is dry, I'm going to add some white gesso. I'm going to use this thing. You can just use anything. Spatula. I was going to say toothbrush. You could even use a toothbrush. But I meant to say a credit card or a paintbrush or anything. Preferably not your current valid credit card. I just have to play with this because I just bought this. Perfect. Love that look. Once that's dry, for me this is the most Speaking of dry, for me this is really the most annoying thing in working in journals, is always having to wait for it to dry. My heat gun can only do so much. Once it overheats, I have to wait like half an hour or something for it to cool down again. I'm just gonna go with this now. Obviously, we need to add coffee. You knew this was coming, right? Can't have it just white. I'm not sure why I'm doing this. I think I just want to play with this new thing. In the hopes of getting some more depth, I want to add some coffee that's a little bit darker. This is just an espresso from my espresso machine that has been standing there for about 2 days. So yeah, this is much darker. Ooh, this is really nice. Danke Sonja, falls du zuschaust. Das war dein Tipp. This was inspired by Sonja, Elise Klatschmoen. She's like such a coffee artist. I mean, she's an artist, period. But the way she uses coffee to stain papers and to distress things is just beautiful. She has a whole science laid down, and this is not that. While that's drying, I'm going to take some watercolor gold paint, and I'm going to paint these twigs in gold. Because why not? We might never need conventional prompt lists ever again. I really want to encourage you to try this. I'm having so much fun, and these words would have probably never been on any prompt list. And I know there's some good ones out there. Like ours from Defemember, Louise and mine. No, I'm just kidding. There's others that are really good. Like maybe you were following the one from Meg Journals, Junk Journal January. Or there's the one from Margaret Miller. And that's also fabulous. And I'm sure there's a ton of other ones that I don't even know about. Everything is dry, and I did dab some of it away because it was a bit too dark in some places, but look at this yumminess. It just creates so much more depth when you have different grades of darkness, obviously. I don't know why I've never done that before. Next, I want to do something surgical. I have my craft knife here because I saw that in the back here is actually a pocket. So I want to make use of this pocket, but I don't want to work on this page. I still want to work on this page. So I'm going to insert a slit here in which we can then put our card. So she's going to be in the card. And I want to kind of place her here. So I'm trying to figure out where I need to cut, because I want her looking out like this. Yeah, I think this is good. Probably a good idea to draw it first. Maybe I should see how wide this needs to be. Okay, this should give us plenty of room to make the card. And I want the slit to be a little wider. Like this. So now I'm going to use this chocolate thing because I don't have a cutting board which is this narrow, because I obviously don't want to cut through here. Hopefully that will work. So we have a pocket. All right. Now this doesn't look great, I realize that. So maybe I can put something over that to just make that look a little bit more pretty. I found a piece of a paper bag, which is just perfect. I still have this piece that I cut out. So in theory, if I trace that, then I can obviously cut it out again. And then I have the shape I need. This is super wonky, by the way. Is that really what I cut? I guess so. And then I'm going to cut around this. And then I'm going to ink around it. I'm not sure actually that we're going to see it on this brown bag, but let's give it a try. I'm going to attempt to ink around this here as well, because we're going to see some of it. So let's glue on the frame. There, that looks pretty cool. I want to get rid of the white border, and by the way, this is German. It reads, Bring viel gute Wünsche dir, hab sie aufgeschrieben hier, which means translated, bringing you good wishes, which I have written here. In German it rhymes, actually. You probably noticed when I read it. So let's get rid of this white border. My plan is, since we are now working on Russian book pages, that this little girl is going to be turned into a Russian forest princess. While I was waiting for this to dry, I was chatting with Louisa and I told her that I'm using her digital and making a Russian forest princess out of her. She was like, what the heck is a Russian forest princess? I told her she's just gonna have to watch the video. She hates me right now because she doesn't want to wait. I'm so sorry, Louisa. I hope it was worth your wait. I have no idea yet if I can actually pull this off, but I have something in my mind of how it could work. So I need to make a golden nest crown for this little princess. I have no idea how to do this. I'm just going to make little pieces. This is the next step from the gold foil crowns. Now we have a golden nest crown. How do you make a nest crown? Birds build their nests with little twigs, right? But how do we make this not look absolutely ridiculous? Oh my goodness, this is not so easy. How do we make it look round? Maybe it doesn't have to look round. Maybe we just need to pile some twigs on top of her head. Just say that's a crown. And of course, I don't want this to be super dimensional. I think this is the best I've got. So now good luck to me in gluing these down. Okay, so she has her nest crown. And the idea is to make a card, and then we stick the card with the girl in here till about here. And in order to make her into this Russian forest princess, we need to make her a beautiful dress. I cut out some leaves with my newest Thinlit Sizzix dies, which I love very much. The number is 665559. I have them linked below as well. I'm in love with these. And I cut out some leaves from some of my collage photo pieces, and I just am in love with these. So I think we can make a dress with these leaves, but I don't think I should do it straight on here. I think it would be a better idea to use a paper bag as a base. Put them on there and then cut it out. I don't know yet how this is exactly going to work. So I'm thinking the bigger ones should probably go on the bottom. And then we just layer and layer. And one more layer on top here. Question is, how do I make this top? It's a bit weird, yes, totally. Gonna have to maybe cut out a V shape or something here, or color this border black. I need to figure that out. Okay, so I'm going to glue these leaves down. I just realized I don't even have to do anything here, because if I glue it like this, then it looks like she's in the gown completely. That's even better. Yes. Just want to make sure that she is where she needs to be, because she's going to have to be exactly on the right spot on that card for this to work. Maybe I should not glue this down before I have my card made. That might be. While I procrastinate thinking about what that card should look like, I'm going to put some clear gesso on this dress just to protect it a bit more. And also because I think I want to add some shading, which will be much easier if I have some gesso on it. And this can dry in the meantime while we figure out the card. I'm going to use this coffee stained copy paper as the background for our princess. Now I need to see how wide we can make this to still fit in the pocket. Then we need to check how deep this goes in so that she is placed exactly where she needs to be. So we wanted her like this. Now I'm all the way on the bottom, and we can cut this down. Then I'm going to mount this paper on a piece of cardstock to give it more stiffness. I just used glue stick for that. I get to use my new tool again. Then I'm going to take my leaf stencil. I cannot link this for you. This was from Action locally from a few months ago. No idea if they still have these kind of stencils. And I'm going to take a thick gesso. This one is from Golden and it's already quite old, so it has thickened even more. I don't want it everywhere. I just want it kind of in some places. Bad thing about using thick gesso like this is, of course, again, that it needs to dry. The story of junk journaling, right? Once it has dried completely, I want to take some of this darkened coffee and let it run down our card. Okay, this is very dark. Maybe I want to dilute this a little bit with some water. Might be too late because I don't have gesso on this. Yeah, I think this is what it is now. All right then. Oh, it's okay. It will lighten up once it dries. That's totally fine. It does look kind of interesting. More drying time. Yay! I just started drying this and then I thought, well, why don't we just put this on the edges while we're here and distress it that way instead of always using the vintage photo, which I'm getting bored of. Maybe we'll have that drip down a little bit as well. While that's drying, I'm trying to get some more dimension into this dress by outlining the leaves with my charcoal pencil. And then I will take my water brush. This is a new one that I've never tried before. It's from Caran d'Ache, because all my other ones annoy me. So I'm hoping that a brand like this will hopefully work better and not leak. Yeah, as expected, this brand will not let you down. It's a Swiss brand, always worth the money. Let's add some on the neck here as well. I just found a stamp with a bird nest and a bird. I could have just stamped that and put that on top of her head. But maybe what I can do is stamp it and then maybe just cut out the bird, and maybe we can sit the bird on the nest. And I also have some cute little branches and twigs that maybe I could stamp. Maybe I'll stamp them around here somewhere. I will decide that once I have my tag done and in here, then I can see what that will look like. These stamps are from a small family business called the Little Stamp Store, from where I used to get a subscription. They have various subscriptions. They have super cute stamps. I'm not sure where they're based. Thinking either UK or US. I can link their website down below for you. Here's our card. I think it's beautiful. Here's our little princess. Let's see if we can make the bird work. Yeah, totally. It's adorable. And then since she's a princess, she needs wings. Well, wait. If she would be a fairy, she would need wings. Well, she's a princess fairy, I guess. So she will get wings. We just need to make sure that we get the placement right. Actually, I want her wings to be even bigger. Let's stick her in her pocket. Then her forest dress. This is crazy. Okay, I'm just gonna glue this down. Now let's give her some ground to stand on so that she's not floating. She is making me so happy right now. Then we're ready to glue on her forest dress. I'm not gonna glue on the top. Let's add some shading to the dress. This pencil is better. It's called USA General's Carbon Sketch Pencil in Soft. I really like this one. It's a lot darker. I have this green gold watercolor. I think I'm going to use some of this here. It's more green than gold, but I can mix it with the gold that I have here. We could do some mark making to maybe just do this. And I'm using my paintbrush, so I have all of the prompts now. We have our Russian book pages, paintbrush. The card is that card. We have the girl, we have our nest, and we have a pocket. So we fulfilled everything. Let's do some more here. Then let's add some to the leaves to add a bit more shiny accent. Then let's take her out And let's add some black splattering. I still have my black water here. While that's drying, we can put our prompt list on the back side of our tag. So I'm calling them book prompts. And I put the rules here. Take a random book and open a page to select words that inspire you. I've let this dry overnight. I'm super happy with these spots. They've dried so nicely because I let them air dry rather than drying them with my heat gun, because they would have spread more because of the air blowing. So if you want nice and darker spots, then it's great to let them air dry. Now there's one more thing I want to add here, because this is quite plain. So I stamped this cute stamp again. I didn't do the best job of stamping, but it will do. And I also stamped some of the little branches that I had. And I stamped it all on some book pages. And I just thought we could add this on the bottom here to just create a little more interest, because that was a really boring spot there. Something like that. So I'll just glue that down. Okay, we can stick her back inside. And I decided it needs something else here. So I'm going to write here in black pen, there is always an adventure waiting in the woods. So the story I have for this page is that this little German girl's mom reads her Russian fairy tales at night before she goes to sleep. So then in her dream world, she puts on this leaf forest dress and becomes this Russian forest princess and has all these adventures in the woods. I had so much fun with this. Oh my goodness, never ever would I have made such a page without having those prompts from a novel. Let me know if you enjoyed this kind of challenge. Let me know if I should do more in the future. If you have a YouTube channel or Instagram account and you want to do something similar, use the hashtag bookpromptchallenge. I'd love to see what you come up with. Hi, Editing Barbara here. I just realized, and I should have checked this before, obviously the hashtag book prompt challenge is already taken. So we need to make ours a little bit longer. So it's book prompt junk journal challenge, and I will have that listed for you below as well, the description box. Thanks so much for hanging out with me again. Have some fun in your journals. Love you guys. Mwah! Mwah!